Welcome to Science, Health and Healing Encyclopedia of Children's Health Core and Ali Academy. I'm Dr. Majid Ali. The subject of this article is Autism Cured in 1 in 4, Part 4. This series, Autism Cured in 1 in 4, was prompted by a report in the June 2012 issue of the Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders. What this report said was that they took 111 children diagnosed with autism spectrum and applied the altered diagnostic criteria as they appear in their statistical manual, their diagnostic Bible called DSM-5. And they said that 26 of these 111 children did not now qualify for the diagnosis. Isn't it interesting? By just shifting their diagnosis, by just moving from DSM, their Diagnostic Bible 4 to Diagnostic Bible 5, they can eradicate autism. I'm going to leave it to your imagination why psychologists and psychiatrists would want to change the diagnostic criteria. In part 3, I used some strong language and I said that autism is a problem of toxicity, neurotoxicity, which occurred during the fetal life, after delivery, infancy, early childhood. And it is the cumulative results of all toxicity. I took a strong stand that we ought to challenge the very qualification of psychologists and psychiatrists who establish these criteria for the diagnosis of autism. Until such time, they can get certification in clinical nutrition, certification in clinical ecology, certification in neurodevelopmental issues. I'm focusing here not on psychological problems. Autism is not a psychological problem. Autism is not a psychiatric disease. Autism is a problem of challenged brain development, challenged by toxicities of diverse origin, and the issues that I identified most notably are gut fermentation in the mother, food allergy, mold allergy, leaky gut state, impaired liver detox, and then mold and food allergies in children, infants. I refer to the issues of oral thrush, vaginal thrush, eczema, persistent diaper rashes. There are real issues here. Now I'm going to suggest that please look at the segments in the series, the oxygen model of autism. I think there are 9 video segments on that. And on the official website of Children's Health Code, which is www.kids123.org, kids123.org. I give you a biologist view of what these neurodevelopmental challenges are. Whether you call it Asperger's or you call it autism, I'm quite aware of the financial implications of these things, who profits, who is hurt by these malignant games that psychologists and psychiatrists play. When they establish these diagnostic criteria, they know really, if the criteria is that they should know something, I would ask those experts, how many autistic children have you helped them grow their language, develop social contacts? These children are usually very intelligent by focusing on nutritional issues, by focusing on issues of gut fermentation, blood fermentation, liver fermentation, which leads to brain fermentation. Those are the issues that I present at length in my series, The Oxygen Model of Autism. So in part 3 of this series, I challenge the qualification of psychologists and psychiatrists. And in part 4, I'm suggesting that you might want to go deeper with me and try to understand what is the commonality of those toxicities in the womb, in the years of, months of infant's life, toddler's life, early childhood, that set the stage for these developmental challenges. Because if you look at it as a biologic issue, we can make progress. In that series, I also describe some cases, stunning progresses, where a child with good vocabulary becomes mute after a febrile illness, and then with vigorous efforts of children and specialists, the child regains the social context, the language, and then they become chirpers. So much can be done. But first, we must demolish this meaningless diagnostic structure that is being used by people who are really ignorant of the real issues. And so they published this article that in 23.4% of children diagnosed with autism, by their criteria, they're going to cure them by simply altering the diagnostic criteria. Just think about the significance. I hope that you would be as offended by this proposal, as offended by the very idea that people who are ignorant about the real issues of nutrition, environment, toxicities, and neurodevelopmental, they should not be allowed to really play any role. If this is considered as a radical opinion, yes, this is a radical opinion. It is intended to be a radical opinion. I'm not trying to please any psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm only speaking for the rights of those children who cannot speak for themselves, and speaking for the rights of their parents whose voices are not being heard, and for the rights of the teachers, and for the rights of a handful of professionals who truly are producing remarkable results and are really helping these children grow to enjoy full lives. Please look at all the segments of this series, also all the segments of the series on the oxygen model of autism. I hope you will visit www.kids123.org, our website. There's a large number of articles that I've posted, including articles on this series and the oxygen model of autism. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.